Good afternoon, everybody. I'm David BAYADA, the CEO here at BAYADA Home Healthcare, and today is Friday, January 8th, 2021. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had the opportunity to share in some form, with a little bit of creativity, some tradition and ritual with your family and friends, or maybe create new tradition if necessary over the holidays and through the new year. Looking forward to 2021 and with a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel as it regards to the arrival of vaccine programs. I do feel a sense of hope and optimism, but we are also still deeply immersed in the coronavirus pandemic. And as usual, we're here every week with Nora and I to share key updates in ways that we're adapting and supporting you and doing our best to navigate all of the day-to-day ups and downs so that we can continue to serve our clients and support every one of you out in the field. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and we will jump right into today's content. The first is a much anticipated vaccine update. So I'll turn it over to Nora to share some of these highlights.
Thank you, David. And here to talk about, that light at the end of the tunnel. As many of you have heard, we have 2 vaccines that have been approved and that are now beginning to be distributed to the first individuals in the country that will be vaccinated. And those are healthcare individuals. Those are you and your colleagues, and you're in the category called the 1A group. And so you're first to have the availability of a vaccine, and many of the states are releasing their programs. As we've talked about, this is a state-by-state program. We're also seeing the local health departments and the hospitals beginning to offer availability of appointments for our employees to get vaccinated. The local team in your office will be the ones who will communicate any and all openings for opportunities to be vaccinated as soon as they come available. We have a lot of folks with their ears to the ground listening to make sure that we don't miss some of those tried and true, but also the ones that come up rather quickly because there's vaccine that is expiring, and we want to make sure that we get that into the arm of a caregiver. And so suddenly we may get a notice from a hospital that they've taken out some from the freezer and that they have extra slots available for us. So as soon as we know those, we communicate them, and they're out to you to get the opportunity to take advantage of. We've asked your managers that when you get vaccinated to keep a copy of the card. We'll be shortly releasing how we're going to aggregate all those cards. And we're continuing to obviously work with our partner, CVS and Aetna. We're doing everything we can to make sure that when those slots come available for an appointment, that you know about them and can get vaccinated. There's a couple of points, if I could, before we move on to the symptoms, is when you schedule an appointment, you will probably need to bring with you a license or a proof of residency, and they may ask for a proof of being employed at our organization at BAYADA. So if they do, your badge works. Your manager also has the essential employee letter that you can take. Anything that has the logo that shows that you're associated with a healthcare organization like BAYADA will suffice to show that again, you are employed by a healthcare organization and you fall into that 1A category to get vaccinated early. So take advantage of that. And one of the things we want to make sure that you're educated about are the symptoms with vaccination. Really, what we're seeing in the early data is that both in the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine, that both of those are very well tolerated with very few what we call systemic reactions. Most of the reactions that we've heard, and even The individuals that I know have had vaccines, and me myself, the redness in the arm was the extent, so that local pain, swelling, or what's called erythema, which means redness at the injection site, are those local things that you see on the left of this two circle diagram. Those are the things that we're going to see in 92+% of the population. Those things in the middle, the fever, chills, muscle body ache, or fatigue, could be signs of a systemic or more systemic reaction to the vaccination, and for which you'd want to make sure that your manager knows that you're having those. And then the ones on the far right-hand side are clearly those symptoms that we see from a COVID-19 infection. So if you're having cough, shortness of breath, new loss of taste and smell, sore throat, congestion, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, those are not associated at all with a vaccine. And they fall into those bigger 11 or 12 symptoms that we see with COVID-19, but you won't see with a vaccine. The only ones that kind of cross over might be the fever or the body aches, or those ones in the middle between the blue circle and the purple and the pink circle. So just make sure you talk with your manager, your clinical manager, if you're having any of these. And again, just wanted to sort of lead by example and show you here, both myself and Bridget getting our vaccination. I got mine on the 29th of December. Again, as I said, small little red area around the injection site, gone in a couple of hours, no problems whatsoever, and anxiously looking forward to my second. Bridget got hers yesterday and she's doing beautifully. No problems whatsoever. So just as examples, and love to have pictures of all of you getting vaccinated. So back over to you, David.
Thanks, Nora, and thanks for providing a window into this important vaccination program. And more information's coming. It's state by state. It's a little bit confusing. Some are moving faster than others, but we're building up a head of steam here. So stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see you next week.